Imagine you are a HR director of an organization and you just found out one in every six of your employees left last year. Not because of recessions, not because of any merger, but because of the patterns that is hiding in your own data sets. Patterns that matters. These patterns with the right visualization you could have seen coming. That exactly this project set out to solve. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammed Arif, and in this next 10 minutes, I will walk you through a performance monitoring dashboard that I built for the HR performance management datasets. 11,991 employee records across the 10 departments is resides in this dataset. These datasets told a story of three crises. And this dashboard built entirely in Tableau Prep Builder and Tableau Desktops. This will exactly helps you to tell the story in a way that drives the decisions, not just the report. Let's begin. This is dashboard one, an organizational overview. And the first thing it tells you is the headline number. 11,991 employees, which I told you before. 1,991 of them are gone. That is a turnover rate of 16.6%. Why these numbers is matter? Because the global industry benchmark, the standard that HR organization worldwide measure against is 15%. We are above it. And every percentage point above 15 represent real people, real knowledge, and the real replacement cost walking out the door. When you break down these departments, this is where it gets uncomfortable. The HR department itself is the worst performer. 18.8% turnover. The very team responsible for retaining people is losing the most people. 8 out of 10 departments exceed 15% benchmark. Only management at 11.9% and R&D at 12.2% are meeting the standard. The red dash line you are seeing, it's not the visual element, it's the performance contract every department should be held to. Let's look at the salary analysis that adds another dimensions. Employee in the lower salary band are leaving at 20.5%, whereas the high salary employee leave at 4.85%. That is almost four times difference from the same organizations with the same management with the same working conditions. Salary bands alone explain a significant portion who stays and who goes. And when we cross salary with departments, these heat maps make the intersection visible. The darkest cells, marketing on the low salary at 24.5%, management on the low salary at 23%. These are the highest risk combinations in the entire organizations. Green cells represent safety. The contrast is immediate and unmistakable. And here is our dashboard too, which answers a different questions. Not who is leaving, but when. And the answer is one of the most striking findings in this entire analysis. I want you to look at the line charts on the top. The horizontal axis is a tenure, how many years an employee has spent in these organizations. The vertical axis is a turnover rate. Year 2, 1.07%, perfectly healthy. Year 3, 16.8%. Year 4, 24.7%. There is a gradual climb, which you might expect as employees assess their options over time. And then year 5, the top. So here, as you can see, 45.39%, nearly half of the employees who has been with this organization for 5 years live in that year, the high iteration of any tenure cohort. And then look what happened after. Year 6 drops to 20%, year 7, 0. 0%. Employee who survive year 5 crisis, they never leave. They become organizations most loyal and most experienced people. So this is not random. This is a pattern. This is the ticking clock that resets for every employee who crosses their 4th anniversary. And right now, organization has no interventions designed for it. So the area chart is the next, and it will explain why this happened. Average monthly hours by tenure year. Look at the year 4, 216 hours. And in year 5, 218 hours. These are the biggest workload years in the employee life cycle, and they directly precede the departure cliff. Workload accumulation is not just a concurrent factor, it is a leading indicator. By the time someone reaches year 5 with the 218 hours per month and unmet career expectations, they have already made their decisions. Let's look at this dual axis chart, one of the two required visualizations techniques in these projects. The blue line shows employee count across the project loads. The red line shows the turnover rates. Watch what happened at 7 projects on the top. The blue line drops, the orange line shoots to the top of the charts. 100%. Every single employee assigned 7 projects, they left. Not most of them, all of them they left. 3 projects is the safest point, 1.1% attritions. The moment you move employee beyond the optimum load, risks escalate in a non-linear curve. This is a U-shaped risk pattern, and it tells managers that project assignment is not just a resource decisions, it is a retention decisions. The second required technique, the waterfall charts, shows the same pattern from a different angle. 4 workload bands by monthly hours. The dashed line, as you can see, the company average at 16.6%. Underutilized employee, those working below 150 hours per month, leave at 26%. Extreme employees above 250 hours leave at 29%. Normal workload employee between 150 and 200 hours leave at just 8.5%. Both extremes are equally dangerous. The organization is not just fighting burnout, it is also fighting disengagement from underutilization. 2 workload crises, not one. Here is our dash 3 for the risk management and retention strategy. The tree map in the bottom left ranks every departments by risk priority simultaneously. The size represent the number of employee lost. Color represent the iteration rate. The darkest red tile, HR, has the highest iterations. The largest tile, sales, has lost most people in absolute numbers. Managers do not need to read the table or run a report. They look at this tree map and then they got immediately know where to allocate their retention budgets. HR, accounting, technical supports, and the sales all above the benchmarks. Only R&D in the green represent a department that is actually getting this right. And this brings us to the conclusion of the story. 3 data grounded recommendations, not opinion, but conclusions drawn directly from the visualizations. The first recommendations, tenure early warning. Implement structured career check-ins at year 3 and year 4. Before the cliff, not after. The data has given us an exact window, 12 to 24 months before the year 5 crisis materialized. Target the 3 high-risk departments first. HR at 18.8%, accounting at 17.6%, and the technical at 17.4%. The second recommendation is workload calibrations. Enforce a safe zone band of 160 to 220 monthly working hours. Flag any employee below or above these hours. That is automatically we can achieve that through the dashboard alerts before the iteration risk compounds. Both extremes carry 25 to 29% iterations. Normal band carries only 8 to 3%. The third recommendation is promotional pathways. Implement an annual structure promotion review for year 3 to year 4 employees at high risk departments. Promoted employee leave at 3.9%, whereas non-promoted at 16.8%. The cost of a promotion review is negligible compared to the cost of replacing an employee at 50 to 200% of their annual salary. So these three interventions applied to the right departments at the right time in the employee life cycle, it will represent a data grounded path from reactive headcount management to a proactive evidence-based retention culture. So to summarize the story that we have told today with the 6 points, as you can see over here on the top, okay, with the three punchline and three recommendations. So that is what a performance monitoring with a tabular desktop look like. So the thing is, it's not a collection of a charts, but a narrative that guides decision makers from scale to the problems to the precisions of the solutions. So thank you very much for listening to the entire presentations through our tabular desktops and action-based data-driven decision making.